Welcome to this series where we are building up a transport empire in Transport Fever 2, and we have reached quite an important point in the game. If you look down in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see the date is now August 11th 1949. We are right on the edge of the 1950s. Now, both in normal history and in the structure of this game, the 1950s is a very important period, and starting with the normal history, because it's the foundation of the way we live today. Because in the 1950s the world was coming out of the Second World War, and the consequences of the Second World War is that there were vast improvements in aircraft, and effectively air transport in the 1950s started to move away from it being an exclusive luxury form of transport for the few towards the high volume capacity that we now enjoy today, where literally you can fly anywhere in the world. And that foundation is very much in the 50s. And the other thing that also started in the 50s was the move away from rail to trucks, because in the 1950s a lot more and more countries started to build highways or motorways, whatever you want to call them, and trucks became more and more powerful, and that led to the demise of many rail lines over the 50s, 60s and 70s, to the situation we got now, where the vast volume of the goods moved within a society are moved by trucks. And the 50s was the decade where the foundation for those changes actually occurred, and it's very much the same with the game. So if I now move here and allow the date to progress at normal speed, because what I want to do is allow the date to move forward to the 1960s, because when we hit 1950 there's two things that are going to happen. The first one is that we're going to get access to large airports, which is going to be the focus of this video. We're also going to start getting new vehicles, larger aircraft, all sorts of things will be happening over the 1950s, and of course eventually we will then be moving on towards getting the better performance trucks. So what we're going to do is just let the date move forward, and while that's actually happening, I'm going to talk about what I'll be doing in this video. The first thing I want to do is build up an international air terminal here, which will comprise of a large airport and a small airport. So the local traffic that we've got running through here will be on the small airport, and then what will happen is I will put in several large airports around the map. And so there'll be one here, we're going to put one up in Smethwick, so we're going to replace this regional airport here with a large airport, because Smethwick's a little bit isolated. It's got some key demands like tools and goods, and then the other area we're going to put in a large exclusively cargo airport is up here, so that we can start moving goods around the map, particularly to Smethwick. Now another area down here, so I've been keeping an eye on this air route here, and this has never really made a vast amount of money, and probably in the spirit of the 50s, what we will eventually be doing is putting a high-speed rail line up this spine here. So imagine starting in Pontefract, Bovey Tracy, Normanton, and probably Hornsey, and maybe even run through to South Peverton. So what we will have is a high-speed line through here. So we've got some new ships, and again, this is what I was saying, in the 1950s we've now got the faster freight capability, and we've now got a new carriage capable of 180 kilometers an hour. I think just to have a quick look, we'll just have the ship here, have a quick look at these ships. So we've now got some really big capacity ships which we can look at going forward. And what we're just going to do is I'm going to slow the date down, say to quarter speed, because I want to get to 1960. I'm in no rush to get there. And of course, more importantly, now we have access to the large passenger airport. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this video. Now the problem we're going to have is how to deal with these aircraft. I'm just going to pause. I think we're just going to have to zap some of these aircraft. They're all getting a bit old anyway, so I'm going to need to delete this airport, replace it. So I think we'll just sell these off. Yep. I mean, what I'm going to be doing is going to cause massive disruption to all the different airlines. Actually, we can delete all of yours. Actually, I want to get rid of this Pontefract to Wooler. Yep. And what we're going to do is get in here, manage line, and we're just going to get rid of you anyway completely. I suppose I'm going to have to get rid of him. This is Petherton. And Spevictula. And sell you. And sell you. And what I should now be able to do is delete this airport. I know the game is going to complain, and what I want to do is get in a international airport here and the regional airport alongside. When placing large airports, you've got to think about the emissions pollution effect, because if I show you here, you can see the trail that was the result of the small airport, and see these curves coming in. These were the results of the aircraft turning in. And the last thing you want to do is orientate your international airport so that it's so the aircraft will come in over your main settlements here. So let's just see what we can do. I think we'll start with this is the big one. I'd like to have it this way round. Now, one thing you will do, if I move up here, you'll see there's a little red triangle at the base of the airport, and these are the landing lights and landing directions. And this part of me would like this to be in the south, so that any turning over will come this way. But I think, at the same time, what I want to do is orientate this a little bit this way, so that the aircraft aren't turning over Normanton. So I want to take advantage of this empty space up down here. In fact, I wouldn't mind moving this away a little bit. Let's just see if we can get this in. Oops, thank you, auto save. We'll just get rid of this road actually to give me. Okay, let's get rid of that. I mean, it's not that an important. Now, the other problem I've got is I want the airport to connect to the station, so I'm going to have to use a little bit of a trick to get that done. But I think I should be able to get away with it. Yeah, I think that will work. I don't want to angle it too far to the right. Actually, maybe if we just come here and push this over a little bit that way. How's that? I want to. Maybe we'll just go a gentle little bit that way. If we get you in, maybe one more little click. I'll just put you here. We've got this in here. Now, if I show you the connections for these airports is always the main terminal here. If I put a road in here and take this up to here, or I'm going to delete the road here, you'll see that this will not connect to there. But there's something you can do to change that. If I come in here, let's get rid of you, and then I'm just going to click on here, and I'm just going to put the main terminal building right there. And before I go any further, what we're going to do is just put you up to there like that. Hopefully, if this all goes according to plan, yeah, so they will have a connection there. What we can do now is go to configure and delete this and get a refund. And what I want to do is put in a second passenger terminal, but I want to leave space here to add cargo in. And then what we're going to do is bring the road to come down just in front like that, and then Why is that Wooler called Wooler Bus Station? What's that? And we don't want to call it Wooler Bus Station, that's a dead cert. So we'll call this Wooler International Airport. So this would be Wooler International. I know technically there is no nations in this game, but it sounds good. And this, what I want to do is push a road over like that. And then what we're going to do is put this, and I want to put you. I'm going to sneak you in like this. Actually, I think we're going to sneak you in like this. Actually. Yeah, I think that will work. And then what we're going to do is put in the small airport again. I did consider putting in second airport, like big airport, but I thought that might be a little bit overkill. Let's stick off the end there. I think combining the small airport with the large airport will work. So what we'll do here, so effectively what we're creating is an international airport with a regional airport attached to it. I'm just going to come in here. I want you to connect to there like that. You to there. And you can come through to there. That. What we should have, whoops, you can connect to both of those, and you can connect to there. And I think if we put a road across the center between here and here, what we will create then is an interchange between the two. So what we've got now is an airport here that's connected up between those two. Of course, I think you'll find that there's all my airlines gone. Okay, so what we're going to do now is find the airport. Well, we don't need this airport anymore. I'll tidy that up later on. Actually, just let the game run. It may actually. Okay. Yeah, it's complaining up here actually. I'm just going to let this run here. It's Smethwick to Wooler. Manage line. What I'm going to do is take you, add station. So that gives you, that'd be Smethwick to there, and then what we'll have is Petherton, and we will bring you in on this airline here. So you'll be Petherton. Let's check. So we've only got the two rare routes now. Okay. I think what we're going to do is we'll call you Air Pass 33 at the moment, and Air Pass 32. That would tell me which ones are passengers, which ones are cargo. We've now got this airport up and running, and well, I think while I'm on a roll, we might as well disrupt over here. So what I want to do now is get in the international airport here. How to put this in? I think we'll just have to. Oh, on the way. Take off, please. Go away. Go away. Obviously, there's liable to be another one coming in just as quickly. I'm probably going to lose money on these. Yep. Another one coming. Pause. Okay. I can see defeat game. Okay. So, are you going to let me delete now? Nope, vehicle in the way. not going to be much left of this airline by the time I finished, but that's okay. Yep, no, I'm aware game that I've done it. And I've been looking at this area trying to think of the best way to put the international airport in, because again it's the air pollution that's going to cause the problems. And my idea is to go from left to right, but I think what we're going to do is I certainly don't want to delete this. So, and I actually noticed when I was looking at this that I'd actually missed off a passenger platform up here, and what I'm going to do is put you in here, and then this is a little bit of long-term planning going on now. What I'm going to do is put in another cargo platform, put in electrified tracks like this. And there's this possibility I may never actually use these, but I don't. What I want to do is just put all this in first. I've got the cash for it, so I'm just going to put all you in like that. And then what we're going to do is put in a pretty impressive. I'll put you slightly out of center this way, and then make it look a bit more like it's got a station here. Put that there and cancel that, and just let the game run again now. I'm not sure why I had it. And then what we're going to do is just going to slip a road in here. Across like that. And then let's move it over a little bit so we've got multiple connections here. We've got a road here, and then what we're going to do is take I suppose we'll start with a passenger. The only real potential problem is that I've pushed this out too far with respect to maybe putting a second runway in here, but I'm not too worried about that, to be honest, because there's a good chance we may not actually need a second runway here, but I'm thinking that if I can get that in about like that, drop that in there. We got our air terminal in here, and then what we're going to do is put in these are cargo. Yep, I want 1, 2, 3 cargo ports in here. This will make sense, I promise you. And what I want is this out here. Then we'll hook you up there. Then we're going to come off about here to about there. And I suppose I should have upgraded this bit back here. I'm hoping that this will connect up. If it doesn't, well, yeah, I think we'll be okay. What we're going to do is put you in there. My tram line's back in. Hey. Put that there. And then what I'm going to do is hook onto here. A big circle. Actually, there's quite a big gap here as well, isn't there? Okay, let me just, I must do all in one go. So if we put in a line there, and just click here. Smoothing circle, managed line, avenue, add station, add station there. Oops, I got the filter on. Then we're just going to delete the crescent, and that should pull that up that way. And I've lost the line again. Oops, no, wrong one. And what we got before it, Richmond Road. We got Richmond Road, add station. The green, got you there. And we'll take out the present. What that will do is bring trams up into this area here. And what we can do, just try and be as tidy as possible. So we've now got this airport here. So what we got to do now is fix this again for the second time. And station. That should make the game happy. And we've now got a major airport out here with a cargo connection. Now the reason I've put the cargo connection in, if I come into Smethwick here, you can see it's got a big demand for tools and goods. So what I want to do now is we're going to come all the way down to Dawlish. Oops, wrong corner of the map. What I should be doing is doing this. And just come here, Dawlish. And what I want to do now is get in an international airport here, so that we can bring tools from here and fly them to the top other corner of the map. Because one of the problems I've got down here at the moment, if I show you the plank factory here, you see that this is not expanding despite how long this has been here. And this is due to the fact that at the moment this factory is just supplying the Dawlish, and Dawlish doesn't have that much demand for tools because it's not growing. So what I want to do is we're going to come in here, and what we're going to do is grab, again we're going to go big, very big, and I think we're right. And now I don't want to get too close to that rail loop because I want to be able to add extra capacity here should I need to ship tools to another place. I think we can get in about that close. I mean, at the end of the day, if I've got to move it, I've got to move it. So now is that actually connected? Yes, it has. Thank you. What I will do is bring a road down here and connect you up to. Actually, just connect you up, bring you this way, and connect you past that. This will make sense in a little while. Now I've put a passenger one. It's not a big issue because we can use this to provide a passenger connection from Dawlish eventually. This is not exactly my priority. Configure. Okay, we're just going to put a couple of cargo terminals in, like that. And it's going to come out of here, and then we're going to come from here, and we're going to fly to here. And you're going to be air cargo 50, and we're going to call you, what can we call you? Smethwick tools. So what we're going to get is a route up to here. Now, where's the tools in Smethwick? We've got quite a lot of tools in this area. That actually comes out that far, is that? Yeah. I think in the short term we can use this Smethwick mail to deliver the goods. So what we can do is just shove in here. We don't certainly need that many, so we'll just come back to a normal. Whoops. I'm just going to rotate you. Not connecting, are you? You're a little bit too far away. What we're going to have to do is put you in here. I mean, to be honest, this is going to be air air cargo, so it shouldn't put in that much. Famous last words. And what we'll do is bring you down to here. CR 50 down FxUK tools. Now something I'm going to have to do a lot more frequently now is we're going to have to start setting what we want the trucks to carry. Otherwise we're going to lose control of the process. So we got that there. And for some reason this is picked up. It's got obviously I've put tram lines in here, never mind. We'll call you FxUK Air Cargo. And we're just going to get the trucks onto here. And I think we'll just go with these ones. No, you don't carry. Oh, yes, you do carry tools. Okay. 5, and we're just going to assign you to CE. Was it C50? Wow. FxUK tools. And while we're here, so. And what we got in the way of cargo aircraft. So we don't have any large cargo aircraft at the moment. I think we'll just put. Okay, we'll put like 4 of you, and just set you onto that. And what that should do is create a line down to Dawlish. I'm pretty sure Dawlish has actually got a demand for materials, so what we can do now is actually get a reciprocal bit of action going here, which is to put you here, and then oops, got the auto save going through. And again, let's go a quick look at Dawlish. Where's the demand for materials? There's a titchy little bit of demand for materials here. Half me says maybe it's time to replace this with a terminal. What was that? I don't want trams lines in here. I mean, that gives massive coverage. There's maybe not just enough coverage. I think this might be a little bit better, putting it in about here. That will cover all this materials demand here, and but it's not going to pick up much. I mean, it will pick up waste eventually if this Dawlish ever gets big enough for waste. I think we will go with this here. We're going to knock down a few buildings, but that's the way it goes. What I'm going to do is come to here. A new line. I'm going to feed you into here. What's this line here? What are you picking up? Oh, you're Dawlish fuel. Okay. Never mind. I could have used that, but then we could always bring Dawlish fuel into here. I've lost the line. Okay. Finish the line. Road 1950 Dawlish materials. Get you there. And I've lost the line again. I'll manage the line. Upper Dawlish. The only thing you are going to pick up is materials. Yeah, and in Dawlish Halt, you're not to load anything. And then was fine. And what we're going to do is assign some of you, put 5 trucks on here to get you going, and 1950. And eventually I will rework all these truck lines, Polish materials. And then again, sorry, we're going to dodge up a map again. South Heatherton. And what we're going to have to do is, yeah, we've got loads of lines here already. And what we're going to have to do is expand this again. Just take this out like that. And what we're going to do now is pick up a new line from here, and we're going to send you up to here, and you're going to be CR50T material air cargo materials. I'm going to remember where the primary sources are going to be, and oops, run it again and manage the line. And we want Upper Smethwick. The only thing you are going to load is materials. And we're going to put some trucks onto this line. 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to assign you to 1950, 48, 49, 50 air cargo materials. Now what should happen is that what we will then get is a two-way flow. We will be bringing tools up from Dawlish down here. We're already getting tools flowing. So we get a few tools flowing into here, and then we'll bring materials back here, which will then help Dawlish grow, which will then increase the demand for tools here, and things should start growing quite nicely. And this should turn into quite a profitable airline. Then of course eventually, if we get any other areas that need tools, we can use that as a distribution process. Eventually I will get a passenger line out up to here, but I don't want to do that in this part at the moment, simply because I want one more airport to get in before I finish this part, because I want to finish the connections to Smethwick. And so what I want to do now is we're just going to take out this road. Take you out. And what we're going to do is get another airport in here. This is going to be pure cargo. And what I want is landings coming in from the right, because we're not going to be, well, we could be bringing some stuff up here, but the main purpose of this is going to be to ship goods. I mean, the main purpose of this is going to be to ship goods all over the place. What I want to do is just want to stay fairly close to that coffee farm, because we might be able to ship coffee out as well. And I'm just going to drop that in there, and we're just going to get this road up through here. Again, connect up all the way through to there. Just check. Yeah, we've got a connection. Usually halts. And what we're going to do is like literally fill this with cargo terminals. That's what it's going to be. And what we're going to have to do is get a road over here. And let me just, we're aiming a slight angle this direction. We're going to have a road here. Because of course, again, the time has come to separate the trains and trucks so that they can won't have to stop. I'm just going to get you in there and you there. We've got a nice little road connection there. And we're going to put in, oh no, no good doing that just yet. I want in, oh. I think I will put one of these terminals in just in case we do decide to bring in deliveries. We're a little bit sneaky. I think we'll keep this so it includes both the coffee farm and the airport. And we're going to go to Bidley Sidings. We got Bewdley Truss and 50T. We'll call you Bewdley Air Goods. To start with, oops, what's this line here? Where are you? Okay, get rid of you. If you're not named, you can't be serving a purpose. The air goods, Spanish line, and the only thing you are going to pick up here is the goods. And what we're going to do is these, and I'm just going to buy a few of these, 5 of these. We're going to assign you to in the 1950s Bewdley Air Goods, and then what we're going to do is get a line from here, and we're going to fly you into Smethwick. I'll drop you into here, and you're going to be air cargo 50 or 59, 51 actually, and you'll be Smethwick goods. And what we're going to do is, no, still no. 2, 3, 4, and we're going to assign you to Smethwick goods. And what we need to do now is find out where the goods are from. So where are the goods in here? Its goods and tools are basically the same. So rather than get this too complicated, what we'll do is we'll manage the line for the air cargo, and we will add goods to the list of stuff permitted to be carried. And what that should do is bring both the tools and the goods into Smethwick. That should get Smethwick to grow a little bit more, and we should be looking really good. I suppose there is a possibility, I mean, does Bewdley, yeah, Bewdley actually needs materials, so there is a possibility that we could actually fly materials back and then send them to Bewdley down this road here, although this road's getting a little bit busy. So I think what we'll do is, I'm not going to put that route in this part because I'm aware that the video's getting a bit long, and I'm trying to keep videos short at the moment because of other pressures. So I think if we put a sneak road through here, what I'll be able to do is we put a route between here and Bewdley. The truck should use this road here, which means that they won't congest these conjunctions here. But I think on that note, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, I want to do a little bit more on the airports. Because what I want to do is complete the air kind of structure by putting in another large airport down here. Because the idea is we'll be able to bring eventually goods. You can see here that Polegate also wants goods, and we'll be able to ship out what we produce down here, because we've got potential down here for oil and various other bits. So we'll be pressing this part of the map into action. Well, we got materials farm here, so it might pay just to create materials down here. But this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. Any comments on laying out airports, feel free to chuck them in the video description. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.